I am Naji and
I'm Richard.
we've been carers for 6 years, but full-time carers for the last 4. Richard's story is a little bit different to mine. Richard's been in the industry for 25 years and he comes from care as a child. I come from a very different background. I have been raised with parents, a big family, siblings. I had a lot of love and care in my life. I actually did not know this industry existed until I met Richard and we dove into fostering. It was actually about 10 years ago when we started speaking about it. The stigma behind fostering for me was really, really hard. The falling in love and taking care of a child and bringing him into your home, and then the potential of that child's not going to be your child down the track, which was really hard for me to grasp. But I'm unbelievably happy and proud that I've stepped into this world and that I'm able to care for these kids and give them the best chance, because it stops becoming about being a dad and it starts becoming about being a father, really.
You know, growing up in the system myself, I see things a bit differently. So for me, when I see kids that have got challenging behaviours, I don't particularly think that there's anything wrong with them. I think generally that if a kid's behaving a particular way, there's a reason behind it. I'm not saying it's appropriate, it's saying that that's their coping mechanism. I can use my expertise in the industry and also my own lived experience to be able to support them and guide them into making better decisions. I often see young people suffering, and it's usually because they're not able to be themselves. They're not able to do things that general kids that don't have the trauma experience. So I think us being able to look past that and be able to really work with what they want to do and what they can be. And I don't know, I don't have any regrets. I think that opening our home to these children is critical, it's important, and it's non-negotiable because kids need a home.
It was a bit of a challenge for both of us. I think Richard coming from working in the sector and seeing the trauma that these kids have experienced and continue to experience, I think opening my eyes to it was the challenge right from the beginning, because Richard could foster on his own if he wanted to, and he works in it, so he's not surprised to any behaviours or any challenges. And the fact that we as foster parents are able to help just one child, lucky we've got 2, but even just one child, and make that difference and hope that this child grows up to be an amazing person is a reward in itself. And I would love to constantly advocate for the children living in my home and the children out there that requires advocating, because for that in itself is a reward. And if we can have one outcome per child, a great outcome, a good story, that's the reason we do it, and that's the reason we'll continue to do it.
Yeah, it's close to a year.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Being thorough is important, right? Because if you're not, then you're going to end up with carers that are not there for the right reasons.
Correct.
And so that part is probably the only time in my life where I've been able to accept a process that took that long.
Definitely do your research, have conversations, call up the agency. There's always somebody there to answer any question you might have, good, bad, ugly, sad, whatever it is, ask the question. You might be able just to step in and assist other foster parents by doing respite care. See how you feel with that. Start off with something small. It doesn't have to automatically go into full-time care. If you're out there and you're looking to help and assist these children to give them the best chance at life, and you're the right person to be a foster parent.
Well, from my own experiences, I think don't always work on what you see in paper. Every kid deserves and has the right to be respected. And what I have found is that, you might get information about a child that can make you think, can we? Every kid has an opportunity. And I think that when you allow kids to be kids and when you provide love, it is amazing what will come out of it. And I have worked with some of the most difficult kids on paper, but when you meet these kids, they're hurt children and they just want to feel a sense of identity and they want to belong. And I think if you can provide that, you can do anything.